other guys before Alex, what, 5 minutes away now, he said? 5 minutes away from the last about. Jay, I just want to say a few words, Pete. This is what's been going on for the past year.
Yeah, basically, a lot of people have seen me going mad on YouTube, but this is what I've, you guys are getting for the first time, but this is what I've been constantly having to put up with. Alex messing around, Alex turning up late, Alex not taking it seriously. So that's part of the reason why I've been so pissed off.
You're standing up for the MMA community, ain't you, mate? Good, get on there. Right, anyway, we've got the main event of the Sky card first. So, any questions of Darren Towler taking on the biggest Polish man I've ever seen in my life, the Sawaski man. And this guy knocks people out. Any questions of Darren Towler? Has he got his brain right? Is he all there by taking on this big monster? Any questions, please? Yes, sir.
You showed that always every fight is in vicious sport. So going into the fight, you know it's going to pretty much be a vicious sport. How does that affect yourself?
Just keep all the way to punches, really. That's my plan. Keep my head on my shoulders. That's all I can say, really.
A lot of dodging and weaving. Any other questions, Darren, before I run down the other end of the table? And you get me back again? Yes, sir.
Have you been able to find anyone of similar size to spar with?
Unless I went to Poland, probably not.
Any other questions to Darren? Follow me? No, follow you. No? Any questions to the biggest Polish man? I'm really my best mate and everything. Oh, hang on, he's going to talk.
That's a really Polish man. Any questions, guys?
Someone ask a question.
You've lost a lot of weight.
Yeah.
First later in the UCMMA arena.
Yeah.
That's going to help you in your fight.
I hope so, because when I was getting ready for the last fight with Ukraine, I was doing lots of boxing, obviously I'm not a kicker, but I was doing lots of wrestling as well. But what I forgot to focus on cardio, I thought that by doing lots of striking and wrestling, my cardio will build up itself. But obviously I've gassed out. But I was on the verge of gassing out. Maybe it was 1 minute, maybe 90 seconds away. I want to avoid this situation ever again. Obviously I put it down to experience. I'm learning, so I've done much more cardio than I've done last time. Basically, I focus on cardio, doing it nearly twice a day sometimes, so my cardio should be fine now.
You seem really good improvements. You seem really good improvements.
Yeah, definitely. I could do the training sessions up to 6 5-minute rounds with 45 seconds break. So you will be surprised, yeah.
How was your move to Phoenix MMA sort of helped you?
I'm not going to talk about it. Looking for a good dance back for you. I'm not asking you about your personal life, yeah?
No, I was just...
Don't upset him, will you?
No.
Give me that. Jesus. I do believe Sky Sports is the first guy they've ever phoned up about when we love that big Polish guy. He's funny and he knocks people out. So, Darren, good luck tomorrow. Good luck to Thomas. Big round of applause for them two guys. Okay, we got 5 live fights on prime time. One of the fights that a lot of people have talked about is Ian the Bad Man Martel and Carl Loza Lawrence. Any questions for any one of these guys? I know there's a lot. Just a bit of information. Carl has stepped up from middleweight to light heavyweight to take this. So, any questions? Yes, Jim.
Going up in weight, have you found any difference in cardio? And what have you done to put the weight up?
I've done a little more strength and conditioning, so a little bit more weight. I haven't found that it's hindered me too much, really. Hit a bit harder, probably, and it don't seem to be too much of a problem.
Yes, sir.
Carl, there's a lot of hype surrounding Ian. Does that make you nervous, or do you think all the pressure's on him?
I don't think there's any pressure necessarily on anyone, but it's a bit, I let people just have their hype and just see what happens, you know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Carl, you're obviously someone who's got some great stand-up. Obviously Ian, there are a lot of people who've said that Ian has some great ground and pound, great ground game. Is that something that worries you at all?
No, because people don't see my ground game because I'm looking to knock their head off, like simple, so I'm happy to stand, so no one ever gets to see it on the floor, but I'm happy on the floor. If it goes there, but fundamentally I'm looking to punch you. So.
Well, the other day, I'm going to come to you, the other day I got a phone call, this guy went, "Hey Dave, you remember me?" And I went, Melvin Manoff, because I know his voice straight away. And he was training with Ian Martell, so that'll just tell you, Carl, he's been around all Ian. So Ian, I'd just like to ask you, what was it like? Because me and Grant have experienced them guys, they're not nice guys, they don't know the meaning of let's go easy, it's all 100%. What was it like training with Melvin?
Holland was horrible. Like, you wake up, you want to cry. You train, you get beat up. You sleep, you wake up, you want to cry, and you get beat up some more. But it's made me grow as a fighter. So it was a great experience. And Melvin's a great guy. Harry, all them guys. It was real good fun.
That was Big Mike.
He kicked me in the head. Kicked me right in the head.
Big Mike is bigger than Thomas, and he kicks like a mule. He kicks like. Right, any questions for Ian the Badman Martell? Yes, sir.
Ian, obviously you're new to the Pro MMA game, but people saw you as a striker coming into it, and in your last fight you got the takedown with the ground and pound. What do we expect to see this time? Any different?
Again, I'll mix it up. Do you know what I mean? I started off, I had my semis, I had my K1 fights, I was a striker. I can do it all. It's like Carl says he likes to strike, so it's good. We both punch each other in the face. If it goes to the ground, we can wrestle, we can do it all. It's going to be an entertaining fight. He comes to fight, so do I. It's going to be a fight, guys. That's it. It's going to be a good one.
Sorry, who said that? You, yes, sir.
We'll find out tomorrow night.
Ask Carl. Can't go at me.
Well, I'm not looking to lose, so I'm going to win.
Any other questions for them two guys? Yes, sir.
Yeah, question for Ian. Obviously, you've been I've read somewhere that you've been training in Miami and with Jimmy Manuwa. How's that been going?
Yeah, I started a camp out in Miami, which was awesome. The heat, everything was mad. We training the same thing that David Hay was at. And then, tried some good sparring with Jimmy. Jimmy's a man, he's a champ. And just training's been great. I've really enjoyed camp.
Yes.
I think it's quite early in your career, I was got some good knockouts recently, some big wins. So do you feel set a gamble in your career going against someone like Carl?
Mate, a fight's a fight, yeah. You go chin for chin, punch for punch. With any guy that weighs 200 pounds, who knows? Do you know what I mean? That's what it comes down to. I've had my fights, I'm just more experienced than you guys, give me credit for. It's going to be a good one. That's all I can say.
Any other questions? Right, any other questions for Dean Amazinga? What's the man doing fighting K1? Yes, sir.
Yeah, Dean, you've been pretty busy this year, and I know you've got some other big things lined up before the end of the year. Is there a reason why you're staying so active and obviously taking this K1 fight on such short notice?
Well, I want to stay busy. I noticed that if you take too much time in between fights, you start to get out of shape. The motivation isn't there. I found that when I've been keeping busy, instead of getting back to where I was before, I've been improving. So I've just got straight back in the gym, straight after fights, and training hard. And each time I feel like I'm getting better. My cardio's improved massively. And I just thought I wanted to keep busy. I couldn't find any fights in this period, and I've been looking for a K1 fight for the past 2 years. It just hasn't worked out with the MMA fights because obviously that's got to take priority. And it's sort of things happen at the right time for the right reasons. So I've taken the fight and looking forward to it.
Any other questions? Yes, sir.
Dean, you're obviously known as someone who's a very strong grappler, but obviously K1 whereas in the grappling more. Are you trying to show a different aspect of your game that you don't get to show normally in MMA?
Yeah, definitely. I just see an opportunity to show what I can do, standing, with the team that I come from. I'm in the right place to be working my striking. I didn't go to Holland for this camp, but previous camps I've been to Holland, trained out and Mike as well. And it's I've done those 3-minute rounds. I know what it's about. I've been looking for an opportunity to do this, and it's just in other fights I've found that my wrestling's going to be better. So I'm going to take the fight where I know I can dominate. So this is now sort of time to prove that I'll knock out pound with both hands, and I'm confident on my feet. So looking forward to it.
Any other questions for Dean before I go to Luke?
That's the stretching day.
Getting at it. Luke Side was due to face Tom Con Watson, so it shows you the calibre of Luke already. Once Paul Daly, Dan Hardy, obviously Dan's in contract, Paul, but now you've had Dean and Zinger. You're quite happy to face the best in the country, or if not the world. Is that right?
That's correct. You know, I always train hard. You know, to be the best, you've got to beat the best. So any names out there, you know, I want to fight them. I'm not. You know, I'm here to fight. And Dean stepped in. Fair play to Dean. It's going to be a good night.
Do you think it's too much for you? I mean, you got 20. I think we counted 28 K1 fights.
Yeah, 28, 25 wins. I think, you know, Dean's jumping in the deep end, I think, but be fair, he's stepped in.
Dean's going. Give Dean a round of applause for jumping in anyway. Well done. Any more questions for Luke? Yes, sir.
Was Dean stepping in a bit of an issue with your game plan beforehand? Obviously, has to change, things might have to change up a little bit. Because you're fighting Tom and now you're fighting Dean. Is there any sort of massive changes to your game plan?
There's a few little slight, obviously Tom's 6'2" or something, he's a bit taller. Dean's a little smaller, so, you know, a few little things, but other than that, it's all the same. They're both MMA fighters, so, you know, I'm going with a game plan and we'll stick with that.
Okay, guys, any other questions? Yes, sir. Sorry.
Obviously, you know, you're the experienced kickboxer, but how difficult is it to avoid underestimating someone who's not got a known kickboxing background?
MMA fights, they all start standing up, so, you know, they can all fight standing up. You know, I'm not silly, but, you know, we see what he's got. I don't know if he's got enough.
Don't think you've got enough, then. That's what he said, what me? You don't think you've got enough. Right, apparently, Alex is downstairs just parking up. Woo-hoo. So, any questions to Jason first? Let's just start a question to Jason first. Any questions, Jason? Yes, sir.
Jason, do you, after the press conference you had at the Ramman Club, and he was late then, he's late now, do you feel like he's not just disrespecting you, but disrespecting the entire event?
Absolutely, I think he's, you know, I said it to the press when we were there, before we had the national press there at the last press conference, and I think, you know, coming like an hour and a half late was complete disrespect. And then, you know, he's kind of up the ante now by, you know, coming late again, because it's not just us, you know. I know there's a lot of hype and they've built the fight around Alex and myself fighting, but, you know, you've got other fighters on here that have trained hard, that have worked hard, you know, that have put in just as much or maybe even more work than we've put in, and it's also their moment. So, yeah, I do think it's disrespectful.
Here, I want a round of applause for that, that's right. Hey, Alex campaign. Any other questions? Yes, sir.
Jason, you have come under a little bit of fire from certain members of the press for, you know, your antics leading up to the fight. Have you got any regrets, or is it just, you know, gamesmanship?
No, you know what, there are no regrets. Like I said before, and I said it at the previous press conference, it's not the way to go about things. I don't think, you know, going outside of a restaurant and calling somebody out, going outside the gym, beating up their security, you know, I don't I don't think that's necessarily the way. I don't think that's the way forward, but what we've got to understand is, you know, I've come under a lot of fire for this, but the long and short of it is, Joe Public is talking about this fight. What's happening now is it's slightly moved out of the MMA community, and of course, because of the celebrity that Alex has attained, winning Big Brother, being with Katie Price, and so on and so forth, he's grasped some level of celebrity, and I'm using that for all of us. I'm using that to try and push the sport. Like, I'm going to be straight with you, I've never had a payday like this, ever, in all the time that I've been fighting. So the long and short of it is...
Easy, Joe.
Oh. The long and short of it is, well, I want this for all the fellas. I want all of us to be having this. I don't just want, you know, the UFC comes over here, and I love the UFC. I've been watching the UFC since 1996. I love the UFC. They come to England and they fill out the O2 in 0.5 seconds. We have a hard time selling out Troxy. It's not, you know, and our guys work just as hard. So, you know, just staying in the MMA community is not really doing it for us. So now I tried to push it out a little bit more, try to make the fight go back to Joe Public, because if we get people buying the pay-per-view, if we get people really get onto this with prime time, it is going to help all of us in the long run. So, no regrets.
Round of applause, please. Yeah. Jason for president. I don't care. I'm voting for president. Yeah, yeah. Dino, can I have Dino out here, just please? Dino is the owner of officialwatches.co.uk. Give him a massive round of applause, please. He has really helped the guys out, always gets the ringside table, always helps all the guys, and he has put up for grabs for the winner of this fight. Oh, Grant, easy tiger, Grant, yeah. A nice, open that corner. A nice Rolex watch. And Dino, I don't know what it is about you, but you're just a man. And a lot of people go, oh, Dino's always at the fights. You know what, how many times, how long have you been training Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu? Not long. He's a liar. He's a liar. For absolute years. So it just shows all the guys are in this all the time, practicing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, MMA, you were Team Titan, always trained with Team Titan. And, yeah, look at him, that'll do nicely. So a massive thanks for Dino at officialwatches.co.uk. And also, would you like to say anything about why you're in the sport out? No words. He's just a man who always likes to help the sport out, but not you, Grant. Sorry, again, not you, Grant. Okay, any news on if he's... I know that car's a big car apart, but for fuck's sake. You can see why I get the hump, can't you? You see I've got no hair, can't you? Oh, yes, young lady. Say again? None of your business. Go and see Dino afterwards. About 5 large. I can't remember how much it is. No, do you know what? It was going to be more expensive. I'll tell you this now. But Alex, I said to you, didn't he? He'd give me the hump again, and I went, you know what? Boom, bring it down. I'm not giving him that. Why should I put? When they turn up late for the press car, I went no. So sometimes it just gets on my nerves while he's getting these things, and he showed me disrespect then. And that was just me and Jason, it was only me there and the press. Now it's not me, it's all these people waiting going, hang on, I've got a bus to catch, my parking meters run up, so now it's not just me, it's not just Jason, it's all the fighters, all the mothers and the daughters trying to get their kids from school, it's terrible. So, any more questions for Jason for the moment? Sorry, Jane, you're running the show at the moment. Yes, sir.
It's you, Dave, actually.
For me?
Yeah.
Go on, man.
While we're waiting and everything.
Go on, man.
Yeah, what do you think, what are your realistic expectations from both the Sky Sports card and the pay-per-view card tomorrow night, having never done it before?
Do you know what? Nervous. Yeah, it's one of them things. I put on shows, me and Andy Gear was obviously the front runners of Cage Rage. We put on massive shows, arenas, we've been there, I've done shows abroad. But whenever you go live, there's no turning back. So the Sky card, it doesn't bother me because I know whatever's there, we can cut around it. By Wednesday, that'll be the perfect show to go out on TV. When you're live on pay-per-view, prime time, there's no second chances. You cannot muck up. We are going from 9 o'clock, that'll run through to 11 o'clock. I've got a great floor manager and a man to help me run everything. Andy Gear stepped in and give Andy a round of applause again. And I will thank Mark Carlin and the Wartime crew. They've been going around following Jason, following Alex, done so much groundwork to give us all the promos, all the stuff that's going to help the show really bang. 2 hours of really good MMA for Saturday night, so I'm really proud of it. Plus, if any of you guys can't afford the $9.95, it is free from 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock, where you've got lots of MMA knockouts and all the best fights. I think John McGuire's there, Jack Mason, the #1 knockout of last year. In fact, well done, Jack, for #1 knockout of last year. Give him a round of applause there. I'm sick of seeing you on TV now, Jack. And also, British Brand, we have got all the, I think there's about 12 knockouts on the mobile phones now. Even you, Lewis King, on there, I see the other day. So it's all on the mobile phones, iPhone, iTunes, and great knockouts. Any more questions? Oh, yes, you, son, yes. What can I do for you?
Jason, can you tell us about
The mask.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'd just like to say I was actually trainingmask.com, great sponsors. This is basically like it's supposed to mimic high altitude training. So for cardio, this has just been absolutely amazing. I've been training with it, I've been running with it, and it's kind of twofold as well. Because when you go down the gym and put this on, people start looking at you like you're serious. But no, in all honesty, it really does work. It forces you to basically just breathe deeper and really open up your lungs. It actually can get a little bit claustrophobic as well after a while and start panicking. But really, really great thing. Elevation, trainingmask.com. So check it out, guys.
I've actually seen Alex in one of them.
Put it on.
Go on, Joe, put it on. Even though
Jason, have you had sex in it yet?
I knew that was coming as well.
Who have you been talking to?
Listen, guys, can I just say something as well, just to kind of follow up on what Dave was saying earlier about this going on pay-per-view for the first time. That is a really, really big deal, and it can really, really help push MMA in this country, domestic MMA, a really long way. So I'll just buy a quick show of hands. How many people have already ordered the fight? Okay, because I just want, if everyone, I mean, it's going to be repeated on Sunday. It's $9.95, and if everyone in this room just buy the fight, I'm going to buy it, and I'm actually going to be in it. You know, I'm going to buy it, I'm going to watch it on Sunday. But just to get the numbers up, and if people have got enough influence to just get one other person to also buy the fight, just one person, it doubles the amount that's in this room. So, you know, we can all do our bit. It's $9.95, but hopefully it will lay the foundation for, again, you know, for the guys to start getting more. I mean, this might be, I might do this again after once I've won that belt. This might be my exit, but, you know, at the end of the day, I'm not just thinking about me, I'm thinking about MMA in this country for the future.
It's your job.
Round of applause, everyone.
Apologies.
I love you, Alex.
Hello, Alex. Well, Alex is not the flavour of the month. Late again. Blame your girlfriend, why don't you? Chantal, was it your fault? It was my, yes. You're lucky, Alex. It was Chantal's fault. Also, I'd just like to add, if I'm worried about you not buying pay-per-view, I'm in a proper lot of trouble. But if you can, yeah, do it. But I really am in trouble if you're begging them to buy pay-per-view, but my head's done. Right then, we've had all the other questions. Well, we'll throw some questions to Alex now, as he's missed everything. Any questions to Alex? Why are you late?
You got it straight out. Apologies, it's not professional, and something happened in my family today which I don't want to really talk about, but it's, yeah, it put us back a little bit, so apologies. So, unfortunately, yeah, anyway, don't really want to talk about it, so sorry.
I will just add to that every fighter in here has got a family. They've got brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, and things do happen. People go, oh, that fighter pulled out. I've had 2 replacements already, no, 4 replacements in this card, and the Michelle Tyler fight is off now, so I'm sorry about the girl fight on Sky, that is off. But luckily, the girls in prime time, Anna and Karen's on her way as well late, but that fight is on, so we will have a definite MMA girl fight, which I'm really pleased with. Right, any more questions for Alex? One more question.
Alex, obviously you've come under a bit of fire, people saying you're not taking the fight seriously. Can you just sort of correct that a little bit and explain, you know, what sort of training you've been doing, where you've been training, who you've been training with, and how your preparation's gone for the fight?
Well, yeah, I might act a clown. It's part of my persona. To be cheesy, the reader name. I mean, it's a bit corny, that name. But deep down, I'm an athlete, I'm a warrior, and anyone who comes to my gym, anyone who's actually fought me, will be a testament to that. And you know, when that buzzer goes, when that bell goes, I'm training like a demon. This is my religion. I'm not a devout Christian, a Muslim, or whatever. My religion is MMA, mixed martial arts training. I live, eat, breathe this, even though I'm a celebrity. And yeah, I find. Look at this. As I'm talking, I've got all these guys here. I'm quite proud by the fact that I've actually brought MMA more PC, more to the forefront. I am an athlete, and I have I feel a responsibility to, I'm a disgrace to the sport, to actually bring it out there in a fun way, to make it more family orientated. But that requires me not just being in the gym, being in the magazines, being on TV, and I take a lot of flack, and I can deal with that, you know. That's part of being a warrior. That's why we're here today.
I will just add to that, before Alex was even famous, God, I've known Alex for like 10, how many years, I was explaining to you from OK Magazine, that guy would do anything for me. You know, that's the difference. When he had a broken up old Datsun, do you remember doing the casino shots? I'd always go, Alex, quick, help me out, we're doing a casino program. Alex, dress up as Superman. He would do absolutely, and there's not many guys who do that. Same as Jason, same as Jimmy Miller. There's certain guys that go over the top to push for the sport. And sometimes they go, I'm making a clip, like Tom Watson coming out in the gorilla mask all the time. But they are a celebrity fighter because they know it takes more than being a fighter to make this sport better. you have to go over the top. So I will give Alex, Jason, a round of applause for giving all this. Well done, guys. And you know me, I'm exactly the same as them. I will do anything to make this sport mainstream. I swear to God, by 2012, this ain't on ITV, I'm packing up. I'm going to be a milkman, love. That's it. I'm done. I am done with this sport. I've tried. I've given my heart, my soul for the last 10 years. If we don't get mainstream, we've really got to just jog on. We really have. Okay. Anyway, well, do you want to ask him why he's late or why he's mugging us off?
No, I'm good.
He's good. Hang on, Jason's lost. Jay, you all right, mate? I don't want to see Jason cry today because it would really, really upset me. Any more questions? Otherwise, we're going to have to face all the fighters off now. Yes, sir.
Let's have a question to everyone, just to say how proud they are to be fighting on the prime time card.
Well, I'm proud to put it on. You can't. Are you proud, Grant? Are you on prime time? All right, enough of that. Jay?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like I said before, it's a history-making moment, so I'm really glad for that, and I'm glad to be a part of it. I love MMA, I love British MMA, I love, you know, international MMA. So yeah, and I just hope that this is going to be a trend that's set for the future for all of us, for all the fighters that come. I hope that this moment is a defining moment, and that we don't end up going backwards, but we keep going forwards, onwards, upwards to bigger and better things.
Well, you know what, it's really nice to turn on prime time, watch all the free stuff, all the knockouts of you, Alex, and all the promotion going on. And it's amazing to see time and time again, and come Saturday night from 6 to 9, when you get all the knockouts, all the knockout shows we've done, all the cage fighter shows, and even prime time, I said, I can't believe the quality of the stuff we're giving you. Claire, would you like to say anything from prime time?
We're looking forward to having it.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And just, go on, just come up here, Claire, for 1 second.
No.
Oh, no, I know. Let's just talk about, come on, Claire. Now, again, you know, I crossed paths many years ago. Claire used to work for Cage Rage, one of our top PR. Now she's moved on to bigger and better things at the head of Primetime PR. So, you know, what we found out last week was amazing. What Amir Khan did. So, do you want to just tell us what Amir Khan did, what we've done already? And, you know, I don't know if it's going to carry on, because if it does, we'll be okay. If you don't, I'm jogging on. But it's one of them.
Well, we haven't got all the figures through yet for Amir Khan, but it's looking likely will beat the last Amir Khan fight, which was 60,000 buys. But what is looking good is so far the pre-buys for this event is bigger than any pre-buys at this point of sales that we've ever had, ever. So, fingers crossed, everything's working. We're on streaming live on primetimellive.co.uk, also on Channel 480 on Sky, and it's on Virgin On Demand as well. So we're out there on as many platforms as we can get.
I'd just like to add, right, I'm fighting tomorrow, but this is more than a fight against me and Jason. I'm fighting for the whole of the MMA community. I look at like footballers 20, 30 years ago, probably 30 years ago, getting paid next to nothing. I believe that we are the best athletes in the, well, I'm biased obviously, but we're the most entertaining since the dawn of time. Man wants to see man fight. And I believe we should be, you know, all rallying together as a brotherhood to make this as big as possible. Yeah, we're going to get in there, we're going to bust his ass, give him a sore ass. But,
Hey, no thanks.
yeah, you're getting one, mate, sorry. But, I feel union here, actually, even though we all beat the crap out of each other afterwards. There's no real malice. Yeah, I'm a bit pissed off at him for, coming down the street and punching my bodyguard and scaring my lady friend. But hey, we can all move on from that. But forget about that. It's a bit of entertainment, but I am actually proud that we're on prime time. And like you said, Dave, I want it to be more mainstream. Athletic. Thank you, Ron.
And I want to thank Chantel for having him anyway, because not many people would have him, mate. You're a good boy. Right, okay, if that's all the questions done, we are going to push the tables back. All these guys are going to face off on massive.